for quite a long time now, a few years, I've had this feeling of wanting to do a very long walk. Well, certainly when I say very long, like over 100 kilometres, that kind of length of walk. So I'd like to do at least 100 kilometres in one walk, take several days. So here I am just doing a little walk around where we live. It's only about 5 kilometres, I think, it's not very far. And I just picked a day when the weather broke, but I really felt like walking, so I decided to do it anyway. So I'm soaking wet now, but really enjoying it. It's lovely. A lot of it's amongst the trees, so I'm sort of, you can probably hear it all dripping on me. We've had quite a lot of sunshine now for quite a while, so it's a while since we've had rain, and it does feel really good. I started 3 weeks ago. The first week I did nothing, hardly. That wasn't a very good start. And then last week I did 38 kilometres in the week, so it's not that much, but for me it was starting from a very low base. And this week I'm planning to do 60 kilometres at least. So 60 is my minimum for the week, so I'm increasing it. And then next week I'm going to start carrying a backpack, so it'll be sort of the same as what I'll be doing on the walk. So that's the plan. So today, this is it's early morning. I think it's about 9 o'clock now. And I'm doing an 11 kilometre walk round near where we live. Okay, so this is another of my test runs, or test walks I should say. I decided it would be, take that down a minute because how wet I am. I decided, like, as part of my training I would walk over and see my friend Janet, and I worked out she was 10 kilometres away. So that would take me about 2 hours because I seem to be walking at 5 kilometres an hour. It was actually quite a difficult route, some really steep hills, and it was just over 12 kilometres in reality, so that took me about 2.5 hours. And then I decided I would walk back again, so I had a few hours there, 3 hours to recover, and I felt fine actually. And then I thought, I'll walk back but I'll go a different route. Well, I think so far this different route has also been 12 kilometres. So I set off about 5:30. It's taken me about 2.5 hours again. That makes sense. So I'm just actually walking up the road now into La Salvetat, trying to avoid the puddles. It's been a good chance for me to test my little waterproof and to walk in rain, because I've always been walking in sunshine, well, most of the time. So yes, it's raining. I'll soon be home, and I think I'll have done at least 24 kilometres today, which feels good. And then my feet aren't hurting too much. I feel strong. It's getting a bit dark now. It might not look it on here, but it is starting to get a bit dark. It's nearly 8 o'clock in the evening, and I don't think that's a good time to be walking. When I do my proper long walk, I will walk in the mornings. So tomorrow I set off on my trip. I've done my training and I'm ready to go, and I just thought I'd share with you exactly what I'm putting in my backpack, and then you can see, and then I'm going to weigh it. So here we are. So there's my backpack. It's a 16 litre super dry one I got from a charity shop in the UK, and I've got a little bag that I'm going to wear that will put my camera and my money in. I've got 6 pairs of socks, 6 pairs of knickers, a couple of bra tops. There's my water bottle. This is a waterproof jacket, quite a lightweight one. That's a little one of those little towels that's sort of just a very neat little towel, just in case there isn't one somewhere, or to sit on or whatever. I just thought that'd be useful. And then I've got another pair of shorts. That's 2 pairs of shorts altogether. 2 pairs of long trousers. That's what I'm going to sleep in, which is just like shorts and a little top. I've got 2 long sleeve tops. This is a particularly warm one. That's not particularly, it's just a different, it's just a change of colour really. Felt like I got a lot of blue and black here because I actually did spend a little bit of money on buying lightweight clothes because I really wanted to reduce the weight of my pack. And I've got quite a light warm jacket there as well, which I'm going to put in my bag. It does fit in. What else have we got? Now then, these are just a few little toiletries. I've really reduced it to the minimum. Some toothpaste, not much left in that tube deliberately because I'm going for 5 nights. Toothbrush, some arnica gel because I find that really useful if I've got any bruises or if I just feel a bit like I strain myself a bit. So I'm going to take some of that. I've got a little bit of sun lotion because it's very warm here at the moment, quite sunny. And I don't usually wear suntan cream, but I thought if I'm going to be outside and walking for 6 or 7 hours sometimes, then I should have a bit of protection. Some plasters. These are special blister plasters that everybody recommended. I've not had any blisters whilst I've been training, but I thought I'd better take them in case. A little bit of moisturiser, which I've put into a small tub just to reduce the weight again. Just a few things to tie my hair out the way. There's some soap in there and some shampoo. And then I thought I'd take some tissues, a couple of plastic bags because I thought they can be handy for stuff. And I think that's it. Obviously I have my mobile phone, and I'm going to pack all that into this bag now and see what it weighs. I've been practicing with about 4 kilograms, and then of course depending on how much water I carry, that puts the weight up a bit. And tomorrow I'm going to carry my lunch as well, and I will do that probably most days, take some lunch with me if I can. So that's yeah, that's my stuff ready to go. And I missed this off as well. So I have actually got a pencil case with a pencil sharpener and a pen in, and a notebook, which is quite a lightweight one, just so that I can write, because really I'm planning on doing quite a bit of writing as well whilst I'm away, because when I'm not walking, of course, I'll be staying in Airbnbs, so I'll have quite a lot of time to myself, so I want to be able to write. And that is a little bit of sewing as well, so it's a little bag. Sewing is quite light. I don't want to fill all my time up with doing things. I want the time to just really reflect and treat it as a bit of a retreat, really. And I think that's it. I think that's everything. Okay, you might have seen the little green spoon as well. That's for my yoghurt tomorrow.
Okay. Bon courage. Will do.
So I've started my walk. This is day 1, and I've done about 16 kilometres now. I've just had a little sandwich and a bit of a stop, and filled up my water bottle at a bar, and it's a gorgeous day. As you can see, it's absolutely stunning weather. I've been walking for about 3 hours now, maybe a little bit more. So I'm trying to get to a place called, I think it's called Morlon-le-Haut, where I'm planning on having my lunch. Yeah, feeling very optimistic, a bit tired already, but feeling good. So I've got I've done about 20 kilometres on my first day, and I've got about another, well, I went wrong a couple of times, not too badly, thank goodness. I'm using a Strava app, which I find really fantastic for helping you to know where you are, and also to plan your route. It's come up with the most amazing route. It's taking me off all the roads and, you know, through paths, through woods. I'm on a particular path at the moment. I'll just try and show you that a bit. And they're really lovely. Beautiful paths, no cars. And because it's Aveyron, no people. That's such a massive difference from walking in the UK, where you see lots of people on walks, and people with dogs. And the thing in France is you can walk for miles and miles and not see anybody. So I set off this morning at 8 o'clock. I've now done about 20 kilometres. I have seen one woman was sat outside her house talking on a phone as I walked past. And there were a couple of people. I stopped at a little village just to have a sandwich and to get some more water. I called in at a bar to get some water. And so there were people there. But then since I left the village, I've not seen anyone. So it's quite amazing. And I suppose not everyone likes it. Some people find it a bit freaky. And to be honest, when I first came here, I found it a bit scary being out on my own and in the woods on my own and things like that. But I don't know what's happened. I suppose I've just got used to it. And I feel very relaxed in that environment now. I feel fine. I've kind of got used to all the different noises in the woods. I know the difference between a snake and a lizard and chestnuts falling. At the moment, there's a lot of noise because all the chestnuts are falling off the trees and acorns. So everything's coming down. So you hear quite a bit. But I feel relaxed with that. I've got used to what it sounds like. It's day 2 today. And I've just come off a steep hill. I didn't make a video when I arrived in Villefranche last night because I was absolutely exhausted. I'm aware that I haven't got my selfie sticks on. My camera's shaking with my head. Yeah, I ended up walking 32 kilometres because I got lost a couple of times, you remember, early on. And I got there and I was exhausted. So by the time I'd had a shower, sorted myself out, had a bit of tea, and then I fell asleep, fast asleep at 8 o'clock at night and slept for a solid 8 hours. Woke up about 4 in the morning, something like that. Had a drink, went back to sleep again for another hour. So I was very tired. My feet were hurting, particularly my right heel, sort of at the side, that knobbly bone. I'm going to have to find out the name of that bone. I feel like I really should know that information, being an ex-nurse. Anyway, I think the pressure on my boot as the day went on and my feet were swelling, really that was giving me a bit of pain by the end of the day. But last night I sort of took my shoes off, left them off until the very last minute when I was setting off. Put a bit of arnica gel on, which I'm a big fan of arnica for all sorts of things, but bruising, those sort of soft tissue things. So I put that on and I think that really helped it. And this morning I was dreading putting my boots on, but actually I've just done about 6 kilometres and I'm feeling fine. I did my little yoga stretches and everything this morning, which I'm a real big fan of. It only takes about 20 minutes, half an hour. It's usually 20 minutes, to be honest. And it makes a lot of difference. And really, by the time I'd had a good night's sleep, a lot of my aches and pains have gone. Feeling it a bit more in my legs than I would normally. And I'm maybe going a little bit slower. But I'm deliberately trying to go slower as well, because I tend to just charge at it. And I thought, I don't need to do that. I've got all day to get where I'm going. Just stretched my arm, having said that, changed hands. So today I'm heading off for a place called Norsac, which is south of Figeac. So I left Villefranche about 10 o'clock this morning, and it's been quite nice so far. A bit more on roads, but now I've gone off onto a little track, which I'm on for quite a while, so that'll be nice. I'm going to stop at a place called Villeneuve and have some lunch, because I've been there before and I know you can get lunch there, even for vegetarians. So I'm going to have a proper lunch today and have a really good rest. Might stop there for 2 hours and then do the second half. So today I don't have to walk as far, unless I get lost, of course. So I'm doing about 12 hours, my head's gone, about 12 kilometres before lunch and 12 kilometres roughly afterwards. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to take it a bit steadier. And so far it's working. I was kind of a bit nervous about this day when I was planning the trip, because I knew yesterday was a long one. And I wasn't sure about another long one when I'm not, well, I am used to walking, I suppose, now, but I'm not used to walking 2 long walks in a row. So this is where it's new for me now. And my backpack is heavier than when I was practicing. It's probably more like, when I set off, it was about 5.3 kilos once I've got my water and food in. And the carrying of food, I hadn't really realised, stupidly, how heavy food can be. So, I mean, it's over 5 kilos, and I've been practicing with 4, and I think that's making a bit of difference as well. But I'm doing okay, and I'm feeling positive, and I'm really enjoying it. So, yeah, onwards. I didn't do an update yesterday on day 2, and that was partly, or largely, because my phone ran out of battery charge right in the middle of a big wood. And so it was a bit traumatic, really, and I didn't take as many photographs or do videos or anything because I needed all my power. And what I found out is that Strava, although it's brilliant, it's obviously using up a lot of power on my phone. And so yesterday when I set off, I didn't have a fully charged phone, which is maybe a bit silly. I will do now. It was charged this morning fully, I can tell you. And so in the afternoon, I suddenly noticed I'd only got 19% on my battery, and I had a long way to go. So I decided that when it got down to 10%, I would stop and draw a little map from the phone. And actually, I did that when it got down to about 6. I kind of put it off. I was sort of trying to walk really fast and go against the phone. Obviously, I couldn't beat a failing battery, but I wanted to get on as far as I could before I lost the map. And it's just interesting to think how much we rely on technology, or how much I rely on technology. I had nothing else. I had no compass, I had no paper map. I just had my phone, which was brilliant. And I've been going all over the countryside into really sort of remote areas and
always have had the phone, so I've known where I am and just followed it blindly. And then without that, it was like, yeah, a little bit worrying for a while. And anyway, I did. I made a little map. I'll put it up here so you can see the map, what it was like. And that really helped me. It was difficult to follow, but it helped. It meant I could switch my phone off, so I had about 6% left on the battery, and then I just kept switching it on at places where I really had no idea which way to go. But every time I switched it on, it went down by 1%, so I couldn't do that very often. And it was very hot, and I didn't have enough water really, so it wasn't good. It was a little bit challenging yesterday, and it was just a very hot sunny day, and I was a bit exposed. So I did make it. I got to the place where I was staying last night, which is a village called Norsac, and I just checked, put my phone on for the last time. I had 2%, and just to check where I was, to find the place I was staying, and then it said I had 6 minutes to go, and then it just switched off. So I sort of had to wander around the village a little bit until I found the right place, but I did, and it was a lovely place, and the woman was so nice who owned it. Actually made some tea for me, gave me a meal, which I really appreciated because there's no little shops there, and I did have a bit of food, and I wasn't planning on eating too much because I had stopped and had my lunch during the day, so I wasn't like totally unprepared. But after the sort of rather worrying afternoon I'd had, it was lovely just to have something, well, to have somebody caring actually. And that's one of the things I've realised about this trip, is how it's great being on your own. I do like it. I like it a lot. And I like walking on my own. I feel very confident in the French countryside, amazingly. I didn't used to, but I've got used to it. But I miss having someone to share it with sometimes. I think it's just those things when you see something beautiful, or there's a lovely view, or something unusual, and I find myself thinking, there's nobody to share it with. Take a photograph, but it's not the same, obviously. And so I'm appreciating people. And yesterday I realised that people are really good. When you need help, it's people you need quite often. And so although remoteness is great, it's lovely walking for hours and seeing nobody, when you've got a problem, you want to see somebody. Well, somebody helpful would be good. So yes, it's not always good having it so remote. Okay, so yeah, I'm fine though. I'm enjoying it. I'm aching a lot. Seems this morning that I seem to have other muscles aching, but it's not stopping me from walking, and I'm enjoying walking. It's not hurting so much that I can't walk. I've got no blisters. My right ankle's a little bit sore, a little bit swollen, but it seems to just, after about, 18 kilometres, then it seems to hurt a bit, but it settles down and it's not getting any worse. I'm putting arnica gel on it, resting it in between walks. Today I had a shorter walk. It was only 18 kilometres today, and a lot of that was on road, and really I was quite glad of that. I wanted to know where I was today. I just thought, actually, I don't really want to be in the middle of the wood today. So that was nice, and there's some lovely little roads I went on, so it was a very nice journey, and like I say, it was a bit less, so that was good. I think my body was ready for a little bit less challenge. And then I've had the afternoon here in Figeac, which is a lovely place. Figec's a really nice little town. So I had my lunch here, had a big pizza, had some tiramisu. I really tucked in, so that's good. That's one of the good things about walking. If you walk a lot, you can eat a bit more, I think, anyway. And now I'm just going to relax for the evening. I've got my feet up and having plenty to drink and just taking it easy, because tomorrow I'm going to walk 24 kilometres, all being well. And I'm actually on the GR6 now, so one of the grand routes in France, of which there's many. So it's like a sort of pilgrimage route, and it goes from Figeac here to Rocamadour and beyond, but I'm going to Rocamadour. So tomorrow I walk to a place called, let me get this right, I think it's called Capelle Mirival. I think that's what it's called. So it's about 24 kilometres from here, and I'm staying in a little hotel there. So I will do a video tomorrow as I walk, but I just wanted to give a little update as to what happened the other day. Okay, bye.
So, beginning of day 4, I have to think which day it is now, and I'm just leaving Figeac. See the sign here behind me? They always cross it out when you're leaving, that makes a lot of sense. And had a really good night's sleep. It was a lovely little Airbnb, really good value. €46, right in the centre of the town. and it was just fantastic. So that was good. And it's the first day I'm on the Grand Route. So I'm on the Grand Route 6, GR6. I got a little map from the TIC, but the route should be really well marked. So I'm hoping it is. So I'm looking for red and white stripes on everything. So I'm actually on the route. And there's another change today is the weather. So it's actually quite gloomy. I don't know, it might look a bit brighter on the phone, but I'm just about to enter into this wood up a little road. Looks nice. So I think it's about 10 kilometres till the next town, which is just right. That'll just be nice. I'll be ready for a drink or something by the time I get there. And today the walk should be about 24 kilometres. I'm always saying should, you never know, I might get lost. Hopefully not. Okay, so here we go. I don't think these are meant to be stepping stones, but they look very tempting. I know a man who would definitely want to walk across them, or he would have done when he was younger maybe. Okay, it's actually quite high. These are the signs I'm following. So it's that red and white one is for the Grand Route. This is a more local route, but so it's the red and white ones I'm looking out for. These just happen to be on this beautiful tree. Lovely oak tree. Okay, I'm heading down here. It's raining a little bit, but not much. Got my waterproof. I just rejigged my pack and put my waterproof near the top in case I need to get it out quickly. Just come up a hill. Well, it's raining now. Just wanted to show that I have made use of my waterproof, which is good. And this is good for me. I quite like rain actually, but I don't really. It's funny when you're not going back to your home and you've got to walk another, I don't know, 15 kilometres or so. I think I might have done about 8 this morning, so got a bit further to go yet. And finding it quite hard going this morning. I've got a bit of sciatica in my right side, and that's slowing me down a bit. And I'm a bit more tired. I can tell I'm slower. I've just for the first time met another walker, someone who's actually on the like doing the pilgrimage walk, and so we walked together for a short while. And yeah, she's walking, but her husband's meeting her today. I think they're going to meet up for lunch, and then she's going to continue walking. They're in their camper van and travelling around, and she walks and then he picks her up, which is not unlike what I've got organised really. I'm just walking for a bit longer. So all good. It's just another little challenge. So I'll keep on. And yeah, that's one of my things. I've been thinking, it makes you quite philosophical, all this walking business. I see this walk as life really. And a long walk is just like life. And there's good times, bad times and all the rest of it. And it's funny how your mood goes with it all. And today, yes, I feel not as up today, but that's okay. And in a way, I want to observe what I'm like when I am challenged or when times aren't so good. So, very philosophical. Okay, onwards. Oops, this is beautiful. Hope you can hear the rain. I don't like these very much. There's been a couple of these little bridges. It's great there's a bridge, but my God, it's raining and they're so slippy. And I know this kind of wood, and you know, over time it can snap. Okay, so here I go again. Survived. I'm in a place called Cadillac. Just stopped. I'm going to have a little rest here. I've done about 11 kilometres and I feel really tired today. But look at this. This is a medicinal garden, and it's got, I've just been to the loo. They have a composting toilet. And this is an archway made of hops. It's actually hops, which you don't see that often really. Let's go a bit closer, see if you can try and zoom in a bit and see if you see the hop flowers here. See there? Yes. Hop flowers. It's beautiful. And what a lovely thing to create. This is in the middle of the village. And loads of beds, and everything is labelled Radis Noir or Radi Noir. There we go. black radish. So I don't know if that's them or not. This looks like a cabbage to me. Poireau. So there we are. Some I can never think of the English word. Leeks. There we go. Lovely. Used pine cones there. That's a good idea. Not seen that before. Makes a lot of sense. And another archway here leading into the, I suppose, what's the main part of the garden really. Church in the background. And then all the beds. There's a lot of things growing. A lot of interesting things growing here. There we are. Let's go have a break. Here's one of the upsides of all this walking. Okay, chocolate croissants. It's not a chocolate croissant, it's a chocolate eclair. I'm really ready for it. I'm in a really nice place called Cadillac. It's beautiful. I've got about another, I don't know, about another 12 kilometres to go before I get to where I have to be today. So I'm having a good rest. Interesting path, this one. Times like this when you really think, am I on the right path? It looks like a stream bed. I wouldn't like to come down here in winter if there's been a lot of rain. Some of this path is actually quite challenging. There's been some really steep bits to climb, but it is beautiful. I just climbed up that stream bed like path, which is quite challenging, and I'm so pleased to see that. It shows I'm going the right way. Well, isn't this just gorgeous? This is in the middle of a wood. Just suddenly came to it. Beautiful, beautiful lake. It's so peaceful. You just hear the leaves on the trees. I've come from over there. Phew. Big hill. Nice group of cows here, and I think the view in the distance is probably where I've come from. I reckon right over there is our house in Salvetat Peyrales. So there's a bull there. One or two have got bells on. Lovely. I always think the cows look so clean in France. Don't know if these are. Yeah, they are pretty clean. Okay. So behind me is La Capelle Marival, I think that's what it's called, and it's the town where I've been walking to today. So I think I've done about 24 kilometres, and the town's about 2 kilometres away, so I'm nearly there. So I thought I'd just video so you can see what I'm like at the end of the day, because I haven't managed to do that so far. And so I'm nearly there, but I'll zoom in. I am tired. Felt it today, okay, but it's also been just beautiful, and I've really enjoyed just following a marked path and not having to always be looking at my phone for the route, which is what I've done up to now. So I've hardly looked at my phone. I've only taken it out to take photos or do short videos. So yeah, it's been a good day, but definitely a challenging day. And what's been so challenging? I've been tired, I think. I've been quite achy. But I realise you can be achy and tired and you can still walk. All you've got to do is put one foot in front of the other. I also realise that you can still appreciate stuff around you, and that the day goes like this. It's up, it's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad. And that resting is a fantastic thing, because every time you have a rest, it does just give you that little bit of new energy and something to eat. And then you're all right for another 4 or 5 kilometres. So yeah, resting is good. Sometimes it's important to keep going, but sometimes it's important to rest, and it's just knowing which one to do when. So it's been a good day. Okay. Day 5, start of day 5. It's about 8:30 in the morning and it's cold. So I'm actually getting to use my warm jacket that I've been carrying the rest of the time and my little woolly hat as well. So that's good. And I've had a breakfast today because I stayed at a little hotel place and breakfast was included. So that was a bit of a bonus. I don't normally eat breakfast. So I've had a load of breakfast. And yeah, ready for another day. So I wonder what today will bring. I've already walked into a door in the hotel. As I was coming out of the toilet, there was another door there for some reason. Crashed straight into that. So put arnica gel on that. So, but I hope it's going to be a good day. I'm feeling optimistic. Okay, bye. I just got a bit wrong. So I've ended up going around the edge of a field, which looked like it was a path. And there's cows in it. I'm not keen on cows. I love them in a field, but I don't want to be near them. And there's an electric fence between me and them. But then the path just seemed to disappear. And I thought, well, it's got to be this way. So I plodded on through all these blooming long grass. I thought, oh, it's just the farmer hasn't cut the grass. And all the flipping cows started coming towards me. It was obviously an unusual manoeuvre. So I had to climb through into a different field to get away from them because I really don't trust cows. Even though with the electric fence, I don't think it's enough to stop a cow. And so now I haven't gone badly wrong. I've got to get back in the field with the cows, but in a safer place and get back onto a road. Okay, it's not too bad, but I just thought I'd share that with you because I'm a bit scared. Okay. Phew, I'm out of the horrible cow field. And I came back to the sign and I looked and it's me that's misread it. I just read it as a turn and it's not, it's just a straight on. So my fault. Okay, so phew, today I've gone wrong 3 times. Just little things. That was the worst one. Okay, you must be telling me something. Read the signs. I'm resting in a nice little place. Got my feet out, giving them a bit of fresh air. I've been doing that each day, so I found that really good. A lot of people have said that as advice to when you do stop, if you stop for a reasonable length of time, take your shoes and socks off. So I've been doing that and it feels great. And then I've been putting a bit of moisturiser on and then putting the arnica on. So they get a bit of a break. And I've been changing my socks and putting fresh socks on as well. And I think it's been fine. I haven't had any blisters. It's 5 days in now and I've been doing a lot of walking. So that's good. So escaped cows today. Got a bit of a scratch for it. And but then later on I walked with this lady called Sylvie for a while, who we've kept meeting each other. We seem to be the only 2 people doing the walk at the moment. And we're in this lovely little place called a castell, I think that's what they call them, and they have quite a few of them around here. We don't have them in Aveyron, but they're like little round circular buildings, usually they seem like they're built dry stone. They don't look like they've got any sort of cement or anything holding them together. Lovely little buildings. And I went in one of those that someone had built and said, oh, you're welcome to go in. And I went in and lots of people that are like the pilgrims that are travelling this route had left messages and things. So I left a little message just saying I thought it was a lovely little building and thank you. And I'd picked up a little card in a church I just looked at, so I left that as well. And then there were some things like tents and walking. There was a walking pole. So I actually took the walking pole because I've kept Sylvie and her husband kept saying you haven't got a baton, pas de baton, and saying how useful it is to ward off snakes, dogs, and to stop me from slipping. So they've kept asking about this, the fact I don't have a stick. And so I saw that one there and someone left it and I thought, okay, maybe this is my stick. So I have one now. I'll just show you it. Very posh it is as well. Let's see if you can see it there. Okay, extendable and everything. So I'm not used to walking with a stick, so I've got to get used to that. But I imagine for downhill, it would be quite useful at times. There's been a few bits where it's really slippy and slippy stones and stuff, so that might be good for that. So onwards, I'm on my way to Gramat now, and I should be there in about 2 hours, I reckon. Last day of my walk. I feel a little bit sad actually, think it'll be ending, but it's fine. So last night I met up with my husband, he joined me, and so we had a night together, and then he's going to meet me at Rocamadour. So today I'm walking from a place called Gramat to Rocamadour, And you know what, I've been so relaxed, I haven't really fully checked, but I think it's only about 12 kilometres, which feels like a really short walk now. So that'll just be nice, and I'm going to take my time. So it should normally my normal speed take me about 2 hours, but I'm going to allow sort of 2.5, 3 hours and just amble along at my own pace and just savour this last bit. I've just realised I've got like an aerial sticking out my back there. That's my new stick, or whatever you call it, walking pole, which I can see is great in certain circumstances, but because I'm not used to having one, I'm kind of missing that freedom, having my hands free. And so I tried to fold it up, but it won't fold up completely, which may be one of the reasons it was left. And so I've got a bit sticking out. That's what that is. But yeah, so yeah, last bit. And it's meant to be particularly beautiful. So that'll be nice. And then there's a big church or cathedral there. Rocamadour's an amazing place. I've been once before. So yeah, then I'm going to spend a couple of nights there, me and Tom, so that'll be lovely. Yeah, so on with the final bit of the walk. Okay, and yeah, by the end of yesterday, it was good. It was a great walk yesterday. And this morning I'm feeling fine, a little bit tired because I had a glass of wine, which definitely makes a difference. And yeah, but other than that, no, I'm fine. I'm just wanting to really sort of slow down a bit and appreciate this last bit, because it'll be a while before I do a walk as long as this again, I think. Although I'm left with the feeling that I've enjoyed it, I would like to do something like it again, and certainly do some of the other grand routes in France because they're brilliant. Okay, here we go. Coming down this beautiful valley heading towards Rocamadour, and there's been lots of warnings about the river, and if the river's in flood and things like that. There's an alternative route even if it's flooding a lot. But as I've seen on much of my walk, this is the river. It's dry. There's not any water at all in the river. It's just a dry riverbed. It will fill up in winter. I'm sure, we'll get some heavy rain, it'll fill up, but I'm sure that's normally a river all the year round. So I've seen a lot of dried up small rivers. And yeah, but that looks like it's actually been, a reasonable size. So yeah, that's sad. But this valley is beautiful. It's a bit quiet, isn't it? And that's the trouble when water goes. A lot of the wildlife goes as well. But yeah, the walk is beautiful. Wow, the trail takes you through here, through this archway, into this old ruined building, and then down here. Right exploration. Let's have a look. Oh my gosh, it's interesting. It goes right down there, look. This is a moment I really don't want to drop my phone. Okay, amazing place. Wow, all to myself. So fantastic. Sometimes I really enjoy being on my own. It's funny, isn't it, as humans, I like both. I like being with other people and sharing things, but sometimes I just like to explore on my own as well. Mind you, I'm sharing it with you. So maybe I'm not entirely on my own, but I just thought, for anyone who can't get down here, here's an experience for you. It's a huge archway right above my head there, and then all this rock through there. What was it like to live here? Imagine the people that have walked up and down these steps, and what were they doing? I don't know. Working in the woods, I guess, in the forest. Maybe they were burning charcoal, making charcoal. We go around, more steps. Gosh knows, I hope this isn't too dizzy making for a video, especially without my my selfie stick thing. It's a dark bit here. Look how nature takes over as well. Everything's growing. Ferns growing on top of the wall. It doesn't take long for that to happen. Moss. Beautiful. So where are we going now? How nice they put the walk through here, isn't it? Oh my gosh, it goes on and on. Coming to the end, I think. Just thought it's nice to experience this a bit. Okay, and that's it, and out. We get down off here now. It's where the old stick maybe comes in a bit handy. A big step down. And out here, back into the wood. There's a bit of water left there, look. This is awe-inspiring. This is one of the things about walking. I'll try and capture it. Amazing valley. I've just climbed up a steep hill, and this is what I've come out to. So difficult to show you. Really difficult to show what it's like, but it's beautiful. This is what it's like to stand in the middle of a dry riverbed. I've been following this now for a while, not walking in it, I've been walking at the side on the path up there, and then I just thought, why don't I just get in the middle? I try and imagine that river, what it was like when the river was there. Just down the other side, it's going this way. It's very sad. I feel really tired now. Just suddenly felt a bit tired, and I thought, actually, why don't I just sit down and be in this place? So I'm sat on a bridge overlooking the dry river, and I think some of the tiredness is just this, been walking next to this, what should have been a beautiful river, and actually feeling really quite sad about it all. It's a big river. It's not like a little stream that's dried up. I mean, I'm used to seeing little streams that are sort of dry in the summer. Where I'm sitting now, it's like there's a. I'll just try and show you. This is the bridge I'm on, and then there's this big bit which you can see was probably meant to be like a massive kind of pond bit, and I think that's it. When we're just going around our lives normally, we don't see some of the signs that things are changing. The climate is changing. It's getting more inhospitable for lots of beings, not just humans. And that's what's happening. And that's the reality, I think. And it just kind of feels sad. You know, the trees are suffering, I can see that. And I just think of all the nature and wildlife that this river would support. And where's it getting its water from now? So, yeah. So I think that's why I feel a bit tired. So I'm just going to sit here a few minutes and then continue. I've not got very long now. I think it's about 4 kilometres, something like that. And it is beautiful. It's just that I keep thinking, God, how much more beautiful it would be with the river running through and the noise of water and everything. It's actually very quiet. There's a bit of birdsong here, which is nice. I'm arrived. I'm in Rocamadour. Okay, so I'm here. I'm not good at filming in public, so I'm going to stop.
Hey, so here's Anne arriving, finally, at Rocamadour.
I've done it!
Well done. Out into the sunlight.
Yeah. Hi, hello.
Hello.
Well, I've been back from my walk for a week now, and I've been reflecting on it a lot, and I just want to share 1 or 2 things with you. And it's really hard for me to try and think, what are the key things I want to communicate? Because there's so much emotion connected to the walks, lots and lots of good feelings. And I feel I've learnt a lot, and yet I find it really hard to distill that down into something that's not going to take an hour to tell. So I feel like I've given myself 2 minutes here at the end of this video just to communicate some of it to you. So the first thing I would say was an amazing experience. I really enjoyed it. Even bizarrely, the hard times, I wanted to physically challenge myself. It was a challenge. It never at any time felt like I can't do this. A couple of times when I felt a bit like I was slipping into that mode of like, oh, rescue me. Somebody come and help me with this, which was interesting for me. I think what I really am left with is a feeling of how amazing I felt on my own in nature, and how really I know that I am nature. That's what I believe, and I think doing that walk actually gave me the chance to actually feel that. I actually felt like I was part of it rather than being a separate person going into it. So that was a slightly different feeling, a little bit subtle but different felt amazingly supported and kind of nourished by being in that environment, even when I was tired, maybe especially when I was tired, but some really, really happy, ecstatically happy moments that I spent on my own, just walking. And I learnt loads of things about myself, how I think, how I spend my time, what's going on for me. So it's a very personal journey, really, in many ways. And I think if you're thinking about, you feel like you might like to do a walk or do something similar. It doesn't have to be the same, it doesn't have to be on your own, but if you've got anything of that in you, then I would just say do it. Just do it. Find a way to do it. Do it in a way that works for you, where you feel comfortable with it, and just experience it. I think the more time we spend being with nature, because that's exactly what we are, I think we've kind of lost that connection. And I've thought a lot about that dry river, and I nearly took all that out, or took a lot of it out of this video. I felt it was a bit too long. Didn't really like the fact that I was videoing myself looking miserable, which is interesting. And I suppose that's just part of the whole life thing that we do, go, oh, put on the smiley face, especially on video and stuff. It's quite difficult to be yourself, you know. I really think I am myself with these videos, but there's bits when I think, yeah, but I wasn't keen to show that side of me looking tired and sad and that kind of thing. But I've left it in because I think it's about being real and authentic and listening to our hearts and going back to our hearts. I think that's where everything really needs to come from. And I think if we can speak from our hearts and connect with our hearts sometimes rather than our heads, maybe the world will be a better place. I have no idea. I don't have any answers. I haven't found any great solutions to anything, but I did feel very happy and supported, and it just reaffirmed my belief of how connected we are to nature and how we are part of it, and it's so important. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a bit longer than I intended, and but yeah, hopefully you feel like you've come on the journey a bit with me. I'd love to hear if you go on a walk or you've been on a walk. I'd really like to hear about your journeys as well in the comments down below. So please share those if you want to. That would be great to hear. And yeah, and any thoughts at all and anything connected with it. Okay, so yeah, I'll say bye.